morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Chaitra. The top stories first. Chinese Minister Wang wraps up his 3-day visit to Nepal, returns home after signing 9 agreements with Nepal. 17.73 million voters registered for local level polls, people who turn 18 on the eve of election eligible for voting. FNCCI signs Memorandum of Understanding with Investment Board. The two organizations agree to promote investment in the country. Ukraine accuses Russian forces of radiation threat near Chernobyl, demands demolition of the exclusion zone. And Chonburi FC of Thailand stunned Nepal in the friendly match. Darshan Gurung scores consolation goal for Nepal. And now the news in detail. China's State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi returned home yesterday after completing his 3-day visit to Nepal. Foreign Secretary Bharat Paudel, China's ambassador to Nepal, Yo Yankee, Chief of Protocol Dr. Durga Bahadur Subedi, and senior official at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Embassy of China bid farewell to the special guest from the northern neighbor at Tribhuvan International Airport. Wang arrived here on Friday leading a 19-member delegation at the invitation of Minister for Foreign Affairs Dr. Naren Khadka. During his stay here, the Chinese minister had separately called on President Bidyadevi Bhandari, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, and former Prime Ministers Pushpa Kamal Dahal and KP Sharma Oli. During the visit, the Foreign Ministry-level delegation from both the countries had a bilateral meeting on Saturday, and the officials concerned from both sides signed 9 different memorandum of understanding relating to the enhancement of mutual assistance. Nepal and China have signed 9 different agreements to enhance mutual cooperation and partnership between the two countries, a report. Nepal and China have agreed to further strengthen the relation and partnership between the two countries. Both the countries reached an understanding to this effect during the Nepal-China Foreign Minister level meeting held in Kathmandu on Saturday. After bilateral talks between Foreign Minister Dr. Naren Khadka and Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi, officials from both the countries also signed 9 sets of agreements on enhancing mutual cooperation. Finance Secretary Madhu Kumar Marasini and Chinese Ambassador of Nepal Ho Yankee signed the agreement on economical and technical cooperation and technical assistance schemes for China Aid and feasibility study of China-Nepal cross-border railway project in Nepal on behalf of their respective governments. Other deals include the agreement for the feasibility study of China-Nepal power grid interconnection protocol on the safety and health conditions of hay maize export from Nepal to China. A letter of exchange on duty-free treatment for 98% of goods imported to China was also signed on the occasion. Similarly, the two countries also signed an agreement to hand over the certificate of Oronico Highway Maintenance Project and the minutes of the 7th meeting on enhancing cooperation in railway sector. Likewise, a protocol on sending a Chinese medical team to work in Nepal was signed by Nepal's Health Secretary and Chinese Ambassador Yankee. Welcoming his Chinese counterpart to the bilateral talks, Minister Khadka expressed his desire to take the centuries-old Nepal-China relation to a new height. He stressed the need for the timely completion of Chinese-assisted development projects. Stressing on the implementation of past treaties and agreements between the two countries, Foreign Minister Khadka requested for the early implementation of the financial assistance announced during the visit of Chinese President Xi Jinping to Nepal. He also drew the attention of the Chinese side to implement the past agreement to expand the Trans-Himalayan multidimensional network for the construction of physical infrastructures in the border areas essential for further strengthening people-to-people relations between Nepal and China. The Election Commission has released the number of voters eligible for the upcoming local level election scheduled for May 13. According to the Commission, there will be a total of 17,733,723 voters. A meeting of the Commission on Sunday fixed the total numbers of voters for the local level polls, the Commission's assistant spokesperson Surya Prasad Aryal said. According to the Election Commission, Morang has the highest number of voters with 715,223 registered voters, while Manang has the lowest number with just 6,416 voters. Chapa and Kathmandu are ranked second and third among the highest number of voters, while Mustang and Dolpa are ranked among the districts with the second and third lowest voters. The Election Commission has made the new provision making voters eligible if they turn 18 years on May 12 this year. Aryal said 10,756 voting stations and 21,955 voting centres have been fixed for the local level polls. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The national active COVID-19 caseload of Nepal has dropped to 1,558 on Saturday as 15 people tested positive for the infection in past 24 hours. The latest reported numbers of infections carried the nationwide tally to 9,788, 3,032, while the death toll remains at 11,951. As no fatalities were recorded yesterday. Meanwhile, the total coronavirus recoveries stands at 964,823 with 215 discharges lost yesterday. As per the latest data provided by the Health Ministry, a total of 5,222 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours, of which 3,780 were PCR tests, while 1,442 were antigen tests. Similarly, antigen tests have confirmed 8 positive cases in the past 24 hours. The total number of single-day infections from both the RT-PCR and antigen test total to 23. Nepal's COVID-19 recovery rate stands at 98.6%, while the fatality rate stands at 1.2%. Currently, there are 106 individuals in various quarantine facilities across Nepal. As the election approaches, the CPN Unified Socialist has expedited the expansion of its organizational structure. As a part of its expansion drive, CPN Unified has given full shape to the Central Committee of the party's Muslim Ittihad Organization of Nepal. Taj Mohammad Mia has even elected chairman, while Abdul Hussain Khan has been elected General Secretary. The newly elected chairperson Mia has expressed his commitment to make the party successful by focusing on the election. He said that the party will avenge by insult of CPN-UML through the election.
झलनाथ कमरेडलाई जसरी चाहिँ केपीओले अपमान गरे, जसरी चाहिँ प्रचण्डलाई अपमान गरे, जसरी चाहिँ वामदेवलाई अपमान गरे, अब त्यसको चाहिँ अपमानको जुन बदला छ त्यो अब आउने चुनावमा हामीले दिनुपर्ने अवस्था आएको छ.
Organizing a national gathering ahead of the election, the organization has formed a 251-member Central Committee. Party President Madhav Kumar Nepal, leader Jhalanath Khanal, Deputy General Secretary Dr. Vijay Kumar Paudel, Minister Ramkumari Chakri and Birod Khatioda were present on the occasion. And now the news from economic front. The Federation of Nepalese Chambers of Commerce and Industry and the Investment Board, Nepal, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding for cooperation in promoting domestic and foreign investment in the country. A report. FNCCI President Shekhar Golcha and IBN Chief Executive Officer Sushil Bhatta signed the MOU in the presence of Finance Minister and IBN Vice Chairperson Janata Sharma amid a function yesterday. According to the MOU, a help desk related to direct foreign investment will be set up at the FNCCI Secretariat. Similarly, the FNCCI will actively help the IBN to identify and search for foreign investment projects. It will organize programs relating to investment at home in the foreign countries. Likewise, both the FNCCI and IBN have agreed to cooperate on topics related to acquiring knowledge and sharing experiences and information and in carrying out policy reforms in investment through public private partnership concept. Also, both the organizations agreed to cooperate in organizing investment related assemblies, conferences, exhibitions, seminars, workshops, and training sessions at national and international level in order to promote direct foreign investment and other investments. On the occasion, Finance Minister Sharma said that the MOU between the FNCCI and IBN has been exemplary for the promotion of domestic and foreign investment in the country and expressed the hope that both the institutions would implement the decision. Other present on the occasion were the IBN members and FNCCI outgoing President Bisbhawani Rana, the IBN Joint Secretary Bhagwan Aryal, the FNCCI Senior Vice President Chandra Prasad Thakal, Vice President Dinesh Shrestha, Anjana Shrestha, and Ramchandra Sanghai, and President of the International Investment Promotion Committee of FNCCI, Ananda Bagadia. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. A senior Ukrainian official has accused Russia of irresponsible acts around the occupied Chernobyl power station that could send radiation across much of Europe and urged the United Nations to dispatch a mission to assess the risk. Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister Irina said Russian forces were militarizing the exclusion zone around the station, site of the world's first civil nuclear accident in 1986. Russian forces, she said, were transporting large amounts of old and badly maintained weapons, creating a risk of damaging the containment vessel constructed around the station's wrecked 4 reactor. And Russian forces were preventing firefighters from bringing under control large number of fires in the zone. In the context of nuclear safety, the irresponsible and unprofessional actions of Russian servicemen present a very serious threat not only to Ukraine but to hundreds of millions of Europeans, she said on the Telegram account. We therefore demand that the UN Security Council adopt immediate measures to demilitarize an exclusion zone around the Chernobyl station, as well as dispatching a special mission to eliminate the risk of any repeat of the Chernobyl accident resulting from the actions of Russian occupying forces, she said. China's financial hub of Shanghai says it will lock down the city in 2 stages to carry out COVID-19 testing over a 9-day period. The authorities took such decision after a New Delhi record for asymptomatic infections was reported in the city. Authorities said on Sunday they would divide Shanghai into 2 parts for the test, using the Huangpu River that passes through the city as a guide. Districts to the east of the river and some to the west will be locked down and tested between March 28 and April 1. The remaining areas will be locked down and tested between April 1 and 5. Public transport, including ride-hailing services in these areas will be suspended when they are locked down, the city government said on its official WeChat account, adding that unapproved vehicles will not be allowed on the roads. It also said that all companies and factories will suspend manufacturing or work remotely during the lockdown, apart from these involved in offering public services or supplying food. Shanghai has battled a new COVID-19 surge for nearly a month, and on Saturday it reported its highest daily number of cases since the initial outbreak in China receded. The city recorded 2,631 new asymptomatic cases. While the number of cases in Shanghai remains modest by global standards, the government tries to bring the highly infectious Omicron variant under control as per its zero COVID strategy. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. The national football team of Nepal suffered a shock defeat against Chonburi FC of Thailand in a friendly match on Sunday. The local Thai team stunned Nepal 3-1 in the friendly match, which serves as Nepal's preparation for the AOF Asian Cup qualifiers. A report. Prafant, Renato Kellic and Nattapong Didyuechat were on target for the host Chonburi FC during Sunday's match played at their home ground in Thailand. Darsan Gurung scored a consolation goal for Nepal. Chonburi FC took the lead with a goal from Prafant in the 30th minute. Kellic doubled the lead in the 60th minute. Nepal's substitute Darsan Gurung caught the deficit to make the score 2-1 in the 83rd minute. Gurung had replaced Eric Bister in the starting of the second half. Chonburi's substitute player Didyuechat added another goal in the injury time to kill the match. Nepal's coach Abdullah Al-Mutari had rested the team's first choice goalkeeper Kiran Chemjong during Sunday's match against Chonburi FC. Deep Karki was assigned the responsibility of the goalkeeper while Ananta Tamang was the captain during the match. Earlier on March 24, Nepal had lost 2-0 to Thailand's national team in a friendly match. Prior to this, Nepal had hosted Mauritius at Dasrat Rangasala on January 29 and February 1 for friendly matches, during which the host emerged victorious by an identical scoreline of 1-0. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Chinese Minister Wang wraps up his 3-day visit to Nepal, returns home after signing 9 agreements with Nepal. 17.73 million voters registered for local level polls, people who turn 18 on the eve of election eligible for voting. FNCCI signs Memorandum of Understanding with Investment Board. The two organizations agree to promote investment in the country. Ukraine accuses Russian forces of radiation threat near Chernobyl, demands of the exclusion zone. And Chonburi FC of Thailand stunned Nepal in a friendly match. Darsan Gurung scores consolation goal for Nepal. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.